So today I thought I'd just run you through a quick basics on plummets, when you would use them and how to use them. So when you first start fishing, your plummet is one of the most important things. Some days the fish will only feed on the bottom, so you have to make sure that your rig is plumbed up correctly. So basically what you want to do is put your rig on, put your plummet on, which is dead easy to attach. I'll show you that first. It's just a simple case of getting your hook and threading it through your little eye on your plummet, hooking it on the sponge or the bit of plastic down at the bottom, and then your rig is ready to be plumbed up. So what you're looking for is just getting that bait to sit on the bottom. If it's a windy day, you might want to, put an extra inch or two. So you might plumb your float up. Instead of having your bristle level with the water, you might have your body of your float or maybe even a little bit of your stem showing up as well. And that means that you've got line on the bottom and your bait is going to stay still. If your bait's moving, sometimes the fish will ignore it. So plumbing up is very crucial, but it's one of the basics of fishing. So me personally, I have two plummets here which covers me for virtually 90% of my commercial fishing. I've got a little 10 grammer, and the reason this is probably my favourite in the range is it gives you the most natural reading of how your rig is actually going to sit. What do I mean by that? Well, basically what I mean is it's not going to stretch your line too much. If you use one of the big 45, 60 grammers that we have in the range, that can potentially stretch your line more. So when you're using thin lines, you want to try and get away, or delicate rigs, you want to try and get away with the lightest plummet possible. Now, you might think, well, why have you got a 30 grammer there as well? The 30 grammer is more used for bigger rigs, so anything of sort of 3/4 of a gram and above. If I'm using a float of that sort of size, I like to use a heavier plummet. But also, it's a great way of finding exactly what the bottom's like. So if I'm fishing a lake, I don't want to be fishing where all the silt and all the rubbish congregates. So a heavier plummet will allow you to feel what the bottom is like better. A light plummet, sometimes you can't tell exactly what's going on. So me personally, I use a 30 gram for finding silt and bigger rigs, and I use my 10 gram for just basically plumbing as accurately as possible. Now, we do have a 20 gram in the range, which I don't personally use, and then we have a 45, and we even have a 60 for them real big floats. So if you're flat float fishing and using 10, 15 gram flat floats, you might want a 60 gram plummet. If you're fishing, say, 2 to sort of 8 gram rigs, the 45 will probably be good. So for your river fishing and big, natural, powerful waters, these on the heavier side will come into use. But also, you've got your 10, 20 and 30, and they will cover you for all your commercial, your canalised work and things like that. So, little guide on plummets, dead simple to use, but there's a time and a place for each one.